Talking Tiger football as Alamogordo Tigers head football coach A.J. Cisco joins us. Coach, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Hey, shout out to the soccer teams. Both of them are up in the state tournament next week, and the girls are playing here on Saturday afternoon. So get the community out there and go watch them, and they'll win that game and get up to Albuquerque. We've got both teams up there trying to go win a blue trophy next weekend, which is it's awesome for this community.
Yeah, it's very exciting, I think, and I always see it that the crossover between the athletes, everybody supports each other, and I know it'll be the same thing with the football team going over support. And I know the Friday night they'll have their fundraiser dinner, and then they'll run over to the stadium and watch you guys play football on Friday night against Santee for homecoming. So
yeah, it's cool, it's exciting, and I've been saying all year, it's exciting to be involved in such a great high school and community and athletic program, and seeing the successes of all these kids and watching these kids feed off each other and support each other. It's really exciting to be a part of it and just sit back and watch these kids grow up and do those things correctly.
I've talked to a lot of different football coaches, and everybody kind of has a different feeling on homecoming week and all the stuff that's going on there. I mean, are you somebody that you'll want the kids to be able to embrace it and have fun with it? But I'm sure up to a certain point, right?
Yeah, I told our kids they have homecoming for a football game. They don't do it for anything else. It's because there's a football game on 7 o'clock on Friday night, and if there's no football game, there's no homecoming. So everything's done for that football game. But I told our kids it's homecoming. Your high school kids enjoy it, embrace it. I said, so we had some kids playing in the volleyball game yesterday. They were doing the bonfire tomorrow night. Tonight's the powder puff game at 7 o'clock in the stadium, and our kids are coaching it for their. It's one of those things I want our kids to enjoy. They're high school kids; they need to enjoy homecoming and kind of help build this whole school camaraderie and school spirit thing up from what it's not there, and kids don't understand it yet. So I want them to enjoy it, but at the same time, they understand that we're still going to practice and it's not stopping.
Yeah,
and they can have the field when we're done.
There you go. Everybody's going to have some fun this week, but certainly there's some work to be put in as well. Another tough game on Friday night. There are obviously some good things. Injuries started to certainly mount up for you guys as the game went on against Chaparral. I think, number one, and I feel like it should be pointed out, kudos to Chaparral. That is you talked about how big they are. They've got some great athletes, and that's a good football team that I feel like come playoff time, they're going to give somebody a really good game, I feel like.
Yeah, they'll have a chance to win that first round game for sure, and they won't be able to play with the top 4 in the state after that first round, but they could dang sure give somebody some fits that first game of the playoffs, and right now they're probably going to host it. I'd consider them the front runner to win district, and they've got some good athletes. They've got some great big kids, and they play hard. I mean, they got after us pretty good, and like you said, kudos to them. I mean, they're kind of in the doormat and taking it on the chin a while, so it's good to see those coaching staff and those coaches do it and have some success and see those kids have some success. And if they're going to beat somebody, at least they're going to be from our district. So we want those guys to do okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's another one of those games where it just seemed like you guys were so deep in the hole so quickly. They go down and score. You had a couple of chances to stop them, and then the fumble on the very first play, and it seems like that has bit you so much this year. You can't seem to match the momentum the other team has.
No, and we got them. Let's see, the first opening possession, we got them 3rd and like 13 on the first drive, and we let them out of that with like a 40-yard run, and we ended up making it have to work, but they ended up scoring, and we get the ball back, and we're not panicking, and we fumble the first snap, and then they get the ball and score on the next play. Now it's 14-0. We ran one play, and we kind of dug ourselves a hole. And we did have some signs of life and did some things positive. We threw the ball okay, had some success running some new stuff. We ran out of our empty stuff, so we did do that. But we just keep digging ourselves a hole early and trying to find a way out of it. It's hard, and our kids don't understand that yet. We got to find a way to get the momentum to come to our side and let us have some positive things happen to us.
Yeah, and certainly, going into this week, it's going to be tough not having Tom Turnbull, who's going to be out, and Deshaun Sanchez, who's going to be out as well. But you guys have had to deal with the adversity this year, and we were talking about it off the air about Saturday morning. Kids are right back there again, and they're ready to go. Because I say you worry about in a season like this where you're struggling, kids not wanting to stick with the program. It seems like this group wants to stick with the program.
They do, and it's a credit to our seniors who understand they've got 2 games left. They've got this Friday, next Friday, and both of them are at home. And it's a challenge to our underclass to make sure they play good enough to give these seniors an opportunity to walk off that field and ring that victory bell one last time before they ever put on. Because they're never going to put on a black and gold again, and that's a credit to our seniors because they understand that we're kind of looking to playing for 2018 now, and our seniors are motivated to continue to make sure this foundation of this program is going to be permanent for years to come, and we're not going to let cracks start to develop in that, and that means we're going to still do everything right. We're not going to take a day off. I had a person ask me the other day, well, why are you guys still practicing so hard? I said, hey, it's football. We don't stop. We're going to find a way to get better. So our seniors understand it, and they keep coming back to work and knowing that these last 2 games are going to be their final 2 games, but they're also going to be remembered for a long time from what they've done and making this foundation permanent.
Yeah, and 2 home games, and as you said, 2 chances to try and get out of here with the win. It may not be a playoff year. To be honest, you guys still, if you can turn around and play hard the next 2 weeks and find a way to win these next 2 games, if some things work out for you, it may not be completely out of the realm to go out there and win the district. It'll be tough.
No, and we'd have to have some help and some things to go our way. But that's not something we can control, and we don't ever worry about what we can't control. So we told our kids we're worried about sanity Friday night and making sure that our kids enjoy homecoming and enjoy the festivities and experience those things and relish in them because it happens once a year. And then to make sure our kids play hard and continue to do it the right way. And we're never going to take a step back and let something falter and let us stray off course. So our kids understand that, and they understand how important it is to make sure that everything is still done correctly because it's going to pay off in the long run.
And you get a Santee team that's coming off a loss. They lose to Deming. I think 20-12 was the final score. And Santee's played some good teams, and I feel like had some pretty good results this year. They've got some really good skill players. What do you feel like defensively you guys need to be able to do? Because it's you're going to go up against a team that can really run the football well, similar to what they do down at Chaparral.
Yeah, they do it a lot different. Chaparral's going to get in the single wing and run it, and Santee's going to get in the spread and doubles and trips and. Their best athlete's their quarterback, and they want him to touch it 25, 30 times a game, and rightfully so. He's one of the better athletes that's going to be on the field Friday night. And they're massive up front still, so they're still great bigger, heck of a lot bigger than us. So we got to make sure that we kind of contain them and force them to throw the ball. We want to make them do some stuff that they're not used to, which it goes back to us playing physical up front, tackling, and getting to the football, which we continue to get better at. We still find ways that in crucial situations where we don't make that play or make that tackle when we needed to. And you saw that last Friday where you go back and watch film and there's a play where we run through and we just completely whiff the tackle and we make it. Now we're forcing them to punt and we're not extending the drive for them. So they're pretty dang good. They went down to Lovington and got beat by 7. And then the next week, Lovington goes and beats Goddard by 7. So I mean, they're a team that shows signs of being pretty good, and then signs of being okay and average. So we know they're going to be excited to come play Alamogordo. Everybody's kind of got Alamogordo still circled on that date on the calendar, and got a big target on our backs, even though we're 0-8, because we're Alamogordo and we're supposed to be the big dogs in this district. So we're hoping our kids respond to that and get excited about the task at hand.
And you talked about just there a little bit, getting off the field on 3rd down. I know is going to be a big deal for you guys. What do you tell your team? Is it just trying to make sure you're doing the right things to be able to and find your spots and make the tackle kind of thing? I mean, when
it's encouraging those young kids that they can still make that play. They get discouraged and think, well, I'm not good enough to make that play. I'm not physically big enough, or I'm just a young kid. No, and we've got to encourage those kids. It's 3rd down, we got to get off the field, and no matter what we have to do, we're getting off the field, and we've got to find a way to get it done. And we've done a good job at times, but it's just not consistent all the time. And you go back to last Friday, if we make that stop on 3rd and 13 and we go down and score, now we've got things in our favor, and Chaparral's behind the 8 ball, and instead it turned out to be 14-0 really fast. So we've been preaching to our kids about get off the field on 3rd down. Just make the play when you get a chance to make a play. And we haven't done a very good job of that. I mean, you can see us in the secondary where we don't knock a ball down and we don't go up and compete for it. We let the guy catch it, and it's just those little things like that. When we have a chance to make a play, we need to make a play.
Yeah. And I do want to mention in last week's game, I mean, there were some guys that had some really good efforts. Julio Mendoza, I thought, played well for you guys last week. Talon Whiteside, Deshaun Sanchez, unfortunately, he'll be out this week, but Deshaun made a really nice interception on that one play. It apparently just kind of took it away from the kid.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how that did not hit the ground on that one. So,
but I mean, you clearly have some playmakers, and once things start clicking for you guys, and offensively, you can see it in there. There's a lot of possibilities, and 2 more games to kind of help try to find that and build towards next season, right?
Yeah, and we do have some good kids, and we got good skill kids, and we still can't win a game unless we have some guys up front that'll get it done, especially in crucial situations of taking care of us up front. And Chaparral had a good game plan. They were going to bring as many as they could and force us to throw the ball, and when we threw the ball, we had success, and we hit some big-time plays, and we hit a big 4 up to Julio late, and we hit a big screen down to Talon, and we took some shots down the field that we had, and we made those plays when we had to. It's getting excited for those things. continue to evolve. And Jacob's going to be playing quarterback this Friday, and we're telling him, hey, this entire offense is still going to be ran. We're going to be in the gun. You're going to do these things, and you got to learn how to read it and continue to grow. So we're trying not to take a step back and continue to just keep improving offensively. And we show signs of it, but it's all geared towards our 5 guys up front if they can handle it.
Yeah, Jacob's definitely been thrown in there a couple times this year, and hopefully that'll be something that helps him grow as we go forward with him in there. So, well, we'll see what happens coming up this Friday. Hope everybody gets out there. We got the parade. I believe it's at 3:00 on Friday. Cross country, I think, is at 4, and then of course you guys are playing at 7:00. So it's full Friday to get out there and support all of Tiger sports, right?
Yeah, we have the cross country meet going on at 4:30 over at the baseball Griggs. The parade, so I'm excited to get to be in the first parade of this community, so I'm excited for that one to see what this is like. We got the game on Friday night. The volleyball team goes to Deming Saturday, and they had a big win last week over Chaparral, which is huge. I mean, kudos to Coach Rhodes and his staff and those volleyball girls for continuing to improve all year. So it's a good week. It's a fun one. We got Powder Puff tonight. We had the black and gold game last night with the 8th graders. We've got the bonfire, and that's going to be the biggest dang fire that this city may have ever seen.
Because, usually we have homecoming in September, and they've been building that thing for an extra month.
Yeah, it's massive. And I've talked to people, and they said it's the biggest they've seen in 30 years. And I said, oh, gosh. So I might be watching it from the soccer field because it might be a little too warm over there. But we encourage community, come out and watch this and get involved in all these festivities and activities that are going on and support these kids that are going to be successful in whatever they're doing and watch these kids rally around each other.
And, of course, girls soccer playoffs on Saturday, too, at 1 p.m. It's jam-packed coming up the rest of the week for Tiger Sports. So go out there, enjoy some homecoming festivities. And I do want to, real quickly, before we go, you were talking with me the 8th grade game last night, or the
black and gold game.
You said very excited about some of the talent that you saw.
Yeah, we had about 35 kids out there from all 3 middle schools, and we made it a big deal. We had some cheerleaders make some banners for them. We got some cupcakes. Bush Club took care of them after the game, gave them some sweets, welcomed them in the class of 2022 into the Tiger football. And I mean, we got the inflatable out there. They run through the tunnel at the start of the game. After the game, I made them go sing the fight song with the cheerleaders to the fans. They didn't know the words, but the cheerleaders did. We're going to teach them those traditions that are going to carry on for a long time. And it was good. You saw some kids that are excited to grow up and become Tiger football players, and some kids that are going to be able to help us in the future. And kudos to those junior high coaches who've done a good job all year and for organizing that event. And I believe that was the second or third annual black and gold game, and we're going to continue to improve it each year and make it a big deal.
All right, great. Coach, appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it, Charles.